The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. How are you? My name is... It's Ron Van Dam. I come in here once a week to do this show. What I do on the radio, I do visually in here once a week, although my audio program is on every single weekday, a new show. We have over 2,600 episodes. Oh my God. And they're all available on newenglandbroadcasting.com or any of the platforms you may use on your phone to listen to anything. We're on the iHeartRadio, and we're on the Amazon Music, Pandora Music, not the jewelry company, and Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts, and Audible, and Huggy, and everything. So thanks for being here. What I do on this show, what I have been doing for the past 3 decados, is I talk about things that make no sense, similar to this program. This makes no sense. It is what it is for what it is. Nothing makes much sense to me. Have you been watching this Karen Read trial? Now, I don't know when they're airing this. That could have been 6 years ago. I don't know when they air this stuff. But I've been watching that. It's fascinating. But those poor jurors, oh my God. It's been 5 weeks so far in the trial, I believe. Again, it depends on when you're watching this. Could have been 25 weeks by now. It's just, the jury. If I were on that jury, I would have stood up and said, all right, that's enough. I quit. I would have said that. You were wasting my time with minutia. I know what minutia is. I can't spell it necessarily, but it's minutia. Stop over and over. This is going on forever. I didn't think when I volunteered to be a juror that I'd have to be involved in these people's petty lives. And did you, when you got up in the morning, did you put a sock on? Yes, I did. And how did you put that sock on? Did you raise your foot a little bit off the ground? Yes, I did. And did you take the sock and curl it up a little bit so that it could be put on your foot easier? That is correct. And then you slipped the sock on. Did you have to adjust it over the ankle and the heel in order to make it fit better? That is true. Did you have to readjust the sock in order to make it more comfortable? No, I don't remember that. You don't recall adjusting your sock after you put it on to make it more comfortable? No, I don't. I may have, but I don't recall adjusting the sock to make it more difficult on my foot. What if I showed you a document and a video that lasts 7 hours of you trying to adjust your sock to put it on the foot? I do not recall that. May I approach the witness, Judge? Yes, you may. Look at this. Look at this picture I have of you putting a sock on. Does that refresh your memory? I suppose so. If you have a picture of me trying to adjust my sock, I suppose I was doing it, but I do not recall doing that. You don't recall it, but we have a picture of it. But I don't recall adjusting my sock. You adjusted your sock. It's in the picture. I do not recall that. Oh, if I were a juror, I'd just be going nuts at this point. I'd say, I'm out of here. Hey, have a nice trial. I'm out of here. I've talked about the jury system on this show before, my great disdain for it. It should be a volunteer jury situation, not that you're called for jury duty, and if you don't show up, they give you a summons, and then if you don't show up from that, they'll fine you. Trump has done far worse things than that. They don't even, nothing. It's nothing. See, if I were once a president or anything like that, I'd have attorneys that I'd say I pay them, but I never will. But I would have attorneys, and I'd get out of just about anything, or an incredibly lighter sentence, or probation. Without attorneys, without huge amounts of money behind you as an asset, your ass is in jail within 2 seconds. If any regular person on the planet did any kind of this jury intimidation that Trump did, their ass would be in jail within 2 seconds, I guarantee you. There's no question about it. I've seen it time and time again. I watch Court TV. I watch Court Cam, all that stuff. But because you have money, and you didn't have to once be president. If you have a lot of money, you can get attorneys that will get you off of anything on any kind of technicality because you're paying for it. But the poor people, or the people who cannot afford any type of legal defense, they're assigned a guy hanging around there, just an attorney, that's you get a free attorney there. Anyway, so yeah, no. One for all and all for one. I don't know what that is. Is that a pirate movie or something? All men are created equal. Yeah. How about the women? Not so much. All men are not created equal. I am not created equally to somebody like that. It is not. It depends on our culture, our background, what we do for a living, how we look. That's what it depends upon. No, it's not supposed to be, Ron. Well, then why are powerful people with money getting off? In a sense. And everybody else gets thrown in jail immediately. Tell me that. Riddle me that, Batman. And now let's talk about the Supreme Court. Oh my God. Taking political sides. One justice's wife actually making it very, very well known through her actions and her attendance at certain functions. I mean, a couple of the justices, especially the Clarence Thomas one, getting free trips from people. Yeah, well, that doesn't influence me on my decision. Oh, no, really? You're not supposed to get free stuff from people. Oh, I didn't know that. You're supposed to report that kind of stuff, or at least make it public or something, but you know. And there you are on the Supreme Court. And this is they're appointed. They are not elected into position. They are appointed into position by a president who is usually politically connected somewhere. How long did this job last, Ron? A year, 4 years, 8 years? No, they have that job for life until they die. Now, some of them leave just before they die in order to spend the quality time with their family. Beyond that, it's till they die. And do you get kicked off to the Supreme Court? Kind of never. Who's going to judge you? Yourself? You're a judge. Judges don't recuse themselves from anything. Recuse themselves from anything. It's a sham of a scam of a fam. Supreme Court justices standing there in their robes. But they're human beings, just like we are. They didn't come down from a mountain with a goat or anything like that, granting wisdom upon the people. They're just people like you and me, probably worse. They are former attorneys who used to play the system, to play the game. Can't say this, can say that, but you can't say this after that. But then you have to form the question in a sentence, and you can't accuse and you can't lead the witness. You got to play the game. You got to know the rules. Oh, sorry, didn't say may I. Didn't say Simon says. The attorneys know how to play the game. The supreme game. At a point. Appointed for life. Isn't that the kind of thing that we broke away from England about, that we were going to have a democracy of the common man or the common woman. They didn't use the women term back then. That's how messed up we were. There weren't men and women. They're just men. Women just did the side stuff, you know. But the men, yeah, I mean, it's still there and never changed. Anyway, it's just a sad thing. It's just a sad thing. All men are not created equal. All people are not created equal. Let's face it. Let's stop playing these games. No. There should be a volunteer jury system, as I've said many times. A lot of people have nothing to do, and they're fine, upstanding people. And they don't mind sitting there. They don't mind at all. And they're impartial. They have the personalities that say, I'll listen to everything. And they've got the time. Not one of them is going to say, I really got to get out of here. I can't stand being here anymore. I've got other things to do. You're ruining my life. They have no life. They can sit there anyway. They're not rushing home for anything. And they're doing a civic duty. When you go for jury duty, they play this little video that lasts, it's only like 8 minutes, but it seems like it's half an hour. And there's a judge saying, thank you for being a part of our jury system. This is the most honorable thing you can do. You're serving your country, and you're taking your time in order to fulfill as a citizen. By the way, if you don't do this, we'll throw your ass in jail. But nonetheless, thank you so much for your service and being an upstanding, fine person. Well, let's just get the people that want to be there then. Because 3/4 of those people are trying to get out of it. You're wasting your time with people that don't want to do it. Who likes wasting their time? I do. Don't. Volunteer jury system. Supreme Court. Sitting on the Supreme Court for life. A little too long. A little too long. It's just a little bit too long. You know, you're complaining about Biden being too old. Trump is just a couple of years behind him. Obviously, Trump's mind went a long time. That left his body a long time ago. Just like Robert Kennedy Jr. there, because the parasites are eating his brain out, by the way. Yeah, so he's electable. So these are all older people, if that's your deal. Look at the Supreme Court, the people that are deciding how this country deals with everything, how the Constitution is legally interpreted, in their opinion. Many of them are old. The other ones are like going to be there for a long time. I mean, a long time. It's like almost unconstitutional. All right, let's move on, shall we? Spend half the show talking about that. I don't know how you feel. I really don't care. I was watching something on I have a smart TV, which apparently is a lot smarter than I am, because I don't know how to do it. Smart TV, they're saying that the Kardashians are coming. Their show was canceled a little while ago, basically because everybody had enough of them. I think that was a consensus. Your show's been on for 20 years, practically, it seems like, and we honestly can't take it anymore. It's too much. But they're back together again. Some of the Kardashians, the Kim is there. The Kim, she's the pretty one, I believe, who has had every part of her body reconstructed. The lips, the boobs, the shoulders, the face, the eyebrows, the wrinkles, the head, the feet, man. Yes, I mean everything's been corrected on this woman. And many members of her family have also taken their body parts basically under duress and have molded them into different parts. The Kardashians are coming back, and they're going to be on Hulu. A reason not to get Hulu. I'm not paying money. See, here's the problem. If I go to any of these streaming services, I'm paying money to have it. So why would I pay money when some of these channels have this like crap? I could just get regular basic cable and watch the crap there, which I do. There's too many streaming services. Here we're saving a lot of money by not having cable. Yet we spend a lot more money getting all these streaming services. So some of these shows nobody's ever seen unless you have that particular streaming service. Other than that, hey, Ron, have you seen the Miller fantasy program? I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. I don't get that. I'll never see it. Oh, it's a great show. I don't have the ability to see that, though. But it's winning awards. They're incredible. But I can't see it. You could subscribe to Paramount Plus, and then you could see it. Just for that, maybe I won't like it. Then you cancel your... I've never tried to cancel a streaming service. Is it harder than trying to get out of Planet Fitness? I'm not sure. Anyway, I rejoiced when the Kardashians went off the air because I figured that was a success for humanity. I don't understand it. I'm watching rich people walk around with a glass of wine in their hand. Have you noticed that? The Kardashians, everywhere they go, they have a glass of wine in their hand. And the only exercise they really ever get is walking from the mansion to the limousine, from the limousine to the airport where their private plane is, and then back to another mansion in a different city, on a different continent. And that's it. And they get upset. And each one of them marries people that they divorce within 10 minutes anyway. All the husbands are abusive. Some of them aren't even sure of their sexuality. I mean, they're making some lousy choices in life. And here's the funny thing, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, something you know but you don't know. Are the Kardashians, I'm sorry, I can't even say the word, are the Kardashians really that smart? Do they really have business acumen? Not necessarily. Or do they hire these incredibly smart marketing people who run the businesses for them and are successful because they pay these business managers to run these companies with their name on it? That's what they do. Was Donald Trump a successful businessman? Not so sure. Did he only put his name on things? Pretty much. And I move on. One of my pet peeves was actually happened. It was revealed a couple of days ago in the mail, in my regular mail, in the mailbox. I open up the mailbox. You kids don't know what a mailbox or mail is. It's something that it comes in an envelope, usually a stamp on it of some sort. And these people in these little trucks, these little ice cream trucks, put these envelopes with papers inside them into this box, and you're supposed to get it on a daily basis out of the box. You kids don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I get the mail and I see this thing, and if it's junk mail, I usually just throw it out right away because I don't have the time to open up junk mail, and I don't want to give them the satisfaction of me even doing that. But it's one of those see-through window envelopes, and as soon as I look at this envelope, there's a dollar bill peering through this plastic window envelope. I thought, no. Can't be. Someone's putting a real dollar bill in a window envelope? What? It's got to be a phony bill. It must be a picture of Trump on it or something like that. So I open up the envelope because I have to find out what's going on here. Open up the envelope, and it's a real dollar bill. A real one. Something is sending dollar bills to a lot of people. Could this be a rich person who is trying to unload their fortune to the poor people of this planet? No. It's from, and I got to be really careful here because this is a horrible thing, and I'm talking about a disease. I won't say which one it was, but it was one of those diseases that is horribly prevalent. And it's from them wanting me to donate. And it's a real dollar bill. And my immediate reaction, as I've said on the show many times, is if you kept this dollar bill and didn't send it to people who don't even know what the hell's going on, we're talking you probably sent out about 200,000 of these dollar bills to households all across America. At least 200,000, probably more. Had you not done that and kept that money, you could have really satisfied some real research. And as I told you, I talked about this with the March of Dimes because they send me like 50 cents all the time. And I told them, I don't have the disease. Why are you sending me money? I did an interview on the radio about 6 years ago, something like that, with a representative from the March of Dimes because they're trying to get donations, and I get it. That's fine. I understand that. And I said, let me just ask you a little bit off the interview course here. Why do you send dimes out to everybody? Why do you send money to people in the mail where if you kept the money, you'd have a lot of money? And the representative, I don't remember if it was a male or female, doesn't make any difference. The representative said, well, that makes people want to give. If we send out a dime, they'll send back $20. I said, oh, really? Oh, really? Is that the gimmick? So you're manipulating the public to donate by making them feel guilty. They sent me a dime. I can't spend a dime. That would be horrible. I could send it back, but then I'd be a real asshole. So what do? I'll send them $20. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't think it works like that. And the person on the phone, the representative, said, well, they don't all send money back, but enough of them do to make it worthwhile. That's like buying a lottery ticket, a $20 lottery ticket, and then you scratch it and you've won $10. Oh boy, I got $10. But you spent $20 to get it. I know, but I'm still getting $10. Something's wrong horribly somewhere. It's the strangest marketing ploy I've ever seen in my life. So this is what happened a few days ago. I open up the envelope. It's a real dollar bill. What do I do with it? Do I go to the dollar store and buy a box of pencils that probably won't write anyway? And say to myself, hey, this disease just bought me a box of pencils. That's so low. I can't do that. I can't send the dollar bill back. That'll cost me 43 cents? I don't even know what a stamp is. I don't even know how much it costs. They don't have the price on it anymore. They're just forever stamps. And when I buy the forever stamps in the post office, I just pay whatever they say. I don't break it down per stamp. I have no idea what I'm spending on stamps. Again, kids, you don't know what a stamp is. So I'm in a quandary. What do I do with this dollar bill? I don't want to feel bad about myself. I don't want to send it back and look like an idiot. What do I do with it? So I'm just keeping it on the side as a reminder of how weird things really are. Like I would forget that, but still it's a possibility. So I keep it on the side to refresh my memory about how ridiculous marketing has become and how annoying it can be. I don't get it. To this day, I don't get it. I am marketed to the nth degree. I've never been marketed so much in my life. I get, I'd say 80% of the emails that I get are for people trying to sell me stuff that I never showed any interest in buying whatsoever. God forbid I should buy something on Amazon. Oh no. Oh no. About a month ago, I bought air conditioning filters from Amazon, because you're supposed to change the filter, ceiling filter in your air conditioning thing, the vent, the return vent. Supposed to do that every year, sometimes twice a year. I don't know. So I bought a box of those. For the next, I'd say 3 weeks to 17 years, I'm getting emails from Amazon and basically say, you ordered the air conditioning air filters. Here are some fans that you may like. Here's a box of pencils that you may enjoy. It's like, well, you're stalking me. I went out of my way to buy something from you, and now you won't leave me alone. Well, we have suggestions based on your purchase of what you may like. Hey, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'd like you to leave me alone, so you're wrong. Me buying air filters for my air conditioning return vents was not a license for you to annoy me. And that's really what it is. And they get you. They get you. And kids, here's where you've screwed things up again. If you wanted something, you'd have to get in your car or put your shoes on, or the sock in the proper manner, and you'd have to go to the store and look at the merchandise and decide if it was right for you, if it fit, whatever the case may be. But going to buy something was something you had to do. And all of a sudden, we don't have time to do that anymore. Good. Good. Instead, I'll sit in a chair in front of a screen and I'll buy everything in sight just by sitting in a chair. That was great for the vendors, bad for you. Because like everything else in life, we have an addiction to things. Once you start doing something you like, you're going to want to do it all the time. Don't argue with me. That's the way it is. Be quiet. I know what I'm talking about. Once you find something that you like, you'll want to do it frequently or always. And that's where they've got you by those things. Because that's the human condition. And people in power spend a lot of money to get advice as to how to grab you by these things. Politicians do it. Companies do it. Even our friends do it to us. I'm not talking about the Facebook friends, the people that live in different countries and you know how to spell their name. Not those friends. I'm talking about friends of people you actually have had interaction with. So, my friends, sorry. So, my people, that sounded wrong too. So, Bob, buyer beware. Beware of everything. Paranoia is at its highest. This is a lousy year. It will be. It's an election year. No matter how the election turns out at the end of this year, there's going to be trouble, one way or the other. So, there you have it. I'm just about out of time. I have to leave enough space so they can run a little blurb between shows that tells you what you're watching here. It's fascinating. It's a good thing to do. I don't know what show is coming up next. That's the fun of doing this. I don't know what show I came in after or what they're airing after this program. I know there's a channel guide grid here, but I don't know of it. I'm sure it exists. I've seen it before. I just don't know. Something is coming in next, and I filled the gap of something that just left. So until next week, I wish you peace.